Merry Christmas from Bubbly Balloon Co. and our 3 dogs. I hope your holiday season is off to a great start. Today we're going to be making a very simple Christmas themed balloon bouquet. Okay, you only need a few things to bring this to life, and here's what I'm using today. For the base of the bouquet, I'm only going to be using 2 colors here, this ruby red from Qualitex in 5-inch and 11-inch, and the standard dark green from Calisan in 5-inch and 12-inch. And for all those detailed pops on this bouquet, I've got a whole bunch of assorted add-ons here. Just whatever strikes me is what I'm going to go for. I have a bunch of mini Christmas designs here, like Santas and penguins and reindeers and all sorts of cute little foils. And then I've also got a specialty balloon from Tuftex, the Etc. line, I believe it's called. Cute little Christmas theme here. I've also got a white starburst in 27.5 inches, and for some final detail to really incorporate some non-balloon elements into this creation if I feel like it, I've got some like tulle ribbon here I can make little bows out of, and I've also got some little prezzies that I can hot glue on if that fits. In terms of other supplies needed for this build, we will need a hand pump for those foils unless you have a specialty inflator that works for foils. The electric inflator that I use is very cheap and very inexpensive, so it's not one that's rated for foils. But I would recommend having an electric inflator to hand for this as well for that base of the bouquet. Okay, then we're going to need some adhesive. So I have both Balloon Bond and glue dashes here. I really prefer Balloon Bond for most foil applications, foil to latex, but I've also got glue dashes in case those come in handy. And then I'm just going to need a few either 260s or 160s. I keep them in my apron right here, but I'm just going to need a couple of 160s for this one. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and make the base of this bouquet. Now this could be either horizontal or vertical, almost like a mini tree, but since we just did a tabletop tree not too long ago, I'm going to go ahead and make this more primarily horizontal, and we can kind of like shape it out how we want to go from there. Now bouquets you usually see with numbers, and we have no foil numbers to use in this one. So we're just going to be kind of creating a basic shape and then detailing it with all these extra foil balloons that we have, both large and small. And then if we want to add in any extra detail, we can do that too. Now you can make this base kind of as large or as small as you're feeling. I'm going to go for a mid-size base. I'm going to start with making about 16 mid-size balloons, so probably 4 quads, and then if I want to kind of add on to it from there, I can, but that's going to be my starting point. Now we're going to be doing my standard 2 together twist method, so I'm going to start by taking 2 balloons. You know me, mixing and matching those colors. I'm going to inflate them at the same time here to slightly different sizes. I'm going to go ahead and press on these to give them a little bit of a round shape, and don't be afraid to let a little bit of air out if you need to. Wrap those necks around each other, tie one neck over the other, push it through that little loop, and pull it tight, and that's my first pair or duplet. Okay, I'm going to make another duplet, and then we'll twist those together. All right, so 2 together twist. We've got our 2 duplets here. We're going to put the centers together, and then we're going to twist 1 balloon from each side just a couple of times. So 2 together and twist. Okay, that's my first little quad. Also, can I just say what a perfect color this green is for Christmas? This standard dark green from Calisan. Really deep, really rich. Good color. Now I should probably say we shouldn't start out by going too crazy on the variance of sizes for this bouquet base. I know a lot of people do very standard sizing on the bases of a bouquet because you need it to be steady and stable and hold up your foils. I feel like there's a little more wiggle room when you're doing something like this. I don't have huge foil numbers coming out of it. I only need so much balance out of it. So I can do like a little bit here, but I don't want to get too carried away with, you know, tiny balloons and huge balloons like I would in a garland. Alright, I'm going to set my mini balloons off to the side. I'm going to use those for a detail and to build this out in just a minute. But I'm going to start combining all of my quads and duplets here into this base and see what kind of shape I'm getting, if I want to build out even further, or if I'm good with where I'm at. So I'm going to start by wrapping this extra duplet into a quad here. And you can absolutely do a single color on the base. I think that would be super gorgeous for this look. But I wanted to kind of get a little red and green vibe going. Alright, so taking my 160, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this through some of the balloons here. Go ahead and give that a good tie off. And I will wrap that again through a second time and tie it again just to be sure. I just like to be extra secure with my 160s and 260s. Alright, so I'm going to take another quad here, and I'm just going to kind of press it in nice and close to the other one. Alright, get those kind of the center of those quads or those clusters as close together as I can. Now I'm taking this 160 here and just wrapping it around a couple of balloons. just to really connect to those and keep it secure. All right, and now you can see this is pretty narrow. This isn't even 2 feet across. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that last quad here to build it out a little bit wider. And then I might wanna add on a little bit of shape up top. And so it's not just like, you know, not just like a rectangle. Like I like a little bit of dimension, a little bit of, you know, different shape going on. So let's do that. All right, again, I'm gonna take this, press the center close to the other, and just pull that 160 through just a couple of times. Now I feel like this is a good width for this base. We're not building something huge today, like I keep saying, there's no foil numbers. Not like in my my husband's birthday bouquet, I had to have it super wide to accommodate everything that was going on top. I think this is gonna be perfect for this kind of smaller, like more tabletop thing we're doing. This ended up just being 14, 11, and 12-inch balloons. And that's about 2 feet wide there. I think that's perfect. If you can see, it's resting on its own very easily. Okay, if I needed to readjust it, I could kind of reshape and manipulate that as needed to get the bottom a little more stable if I felt it needed it. Just like that, okay? Now what I think I want to do is build up one side a little bit, so I could either have the round foil here or even the starburst here and the other one over here. I think I just want that little bit of extra something going on over here. So let me build that up. Of the like 10 Qualitex balloons I've used, this is the third one that's been ruined. It's had no neck and I couldn't use it. That's not so great. Now, if you want to add in any 5-inch detail, now's kind of the best time to do it. We can add some at the very end, but before we start covering this base with those foils and those specialties, I'd like to just add in a little bit of 5-inch detail so that it looks, you know, it looks complete, and then we add the foils on top of it, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to be blowing up little pairs of 5-inch balloons, and we can add some variance in size there. You can get as, you know, small and large as you want on that. Singles and also duplets are what I would recommend for this step. There's some pretty big difference in size there, if you can see that. And now all I'm going to be doing is using 160s to secure these in to these various little like spaces where they'll look just right. So I just take the one end of the 160 and the little single balloon here and tie those ends, those necks together. All right, and then take the other end, tie it around this little duplet, and trim off any excess because I don't want that showing through. Okay, and then I can just very easily place this just where I want it. Okay, and then wrap that 160 through and around and bring this little pair wherever I want that showcased and focused, just like that. All right, now that we've got some shape and some detail to our base, it's time to start adding in our foils and our details. So what I want to start with is my largest pieces, my focal pieces, okay? So that beautiful starburst and also that 18-inch circle foil balloon from Tuftex. I'm gonna play with them, see which one looks better here, which one looks better on the other side, see if I can get those looking kind of how I want to, and then I'm just gonna go to town with those smaller details. Cutie. Now, if you do want to know specifically how to make these foil stars, I do have a video tutorial just on that, and I'll link it here for you. But let's go ahead and play with this and see where this looks good on this cute little creation we got going. Honestly, guys, I think I'm happy with this positioning. So let me go ahead and get out my balloon bond, my 160s, and secure these in. Alright, at this point, it's about accenting this beauty, adding more pops, adding more of those little fun touches. So I've picked out a few mini foils I'm going to inflate and see if they look good with this, where I can put them on, and let's see what we can do. I did one glue dash to tuck up this little tail here and stuck another one on there so I can go ahead and put it on the arrangement. I like that 3D effect personally, where it's on kind of the outside of the balloon there. I like how that's looking for this. You know, it gives it kind of like a cartoonish vibe for this creation. Now I know these little presents are so tiny compared to how big this creation is, but I just want to try and put a couple of them maybe around Santa's feet, again with another glue dash. Let's see how that goes. Stop, it's so cute. Okay, come on, that's adorable. And when you've detailed to your heart's delight, you're done, my friend. And there she is, my super cute, super simple Christmas themed balloon bouquet. I hope you guys learned something new today. As always, I'm going to try and link as many products as I used as possible down in the description. And if you've got questions about how I built this, if you have a video request, something you'd love to see from me, leave it in the comments down below. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time.